Hey guys, how's it going? Shadowclaimer here with another Atum 2 preview. Today we're going to be talking about the artifacts of Atum, and that's not the name of the mod Atum, that is the god Atum, the creator of the world that we use as our dimension. Artifacts are a rare item you get from defeating a pharaoh, and you can find them in their sarcophagi, or you can very rarely find them from ruin loot or other loot chests in Atum. You should take very good care of these when you get them. They all have pre-built effects in them as well. That can also be enchanted afterwards. Or they can also be enchanted afterwards. So definitely keep an eye on that. The ones we're going to go over today belong to the God Atum. We've tried to assign each artifact to one of our pantheon, and keep a pool of effects for each god. So we'll start with Atum, and you'll notice the effects almost immediately when it comes to things that his stuff does. So right off the bat, the arguably one of the most valuable artifacts in the mod is what we're going to start with, which is the Eyes of Atum. If you hold shift while mousing over any of the artifacts, it will expand out the tooltip to explain what it does. In this case, the Eyes of Atum grant Divine Vision, which increase your vision in darkness and increase the range of vision in Atum. So what this does is actually gives you night vision. And pulls back the fog in Atum as well, more than a desert helmet would. This gives you an incredible amount of visibility here in Atum. You can see a lot of stuff you couldn't formerly in the distance, which is really important. But once again, on top of that, you can actually still enchant these things on top of having that effect. You don't override it. So it's really good to get you some of these with unbreaking and things like that on them. Next up in the armor set is the body of Atum. Atum's body has divine protection. You take half damage from undead, which is very good for pharaohs and the like, who deal a substantial amount of damage on hit, as we saw in the pharaoh video, or the pyramid video. They definitely hurt, so the more you can reduce that damage, the better. Um, the third piece is the legs of Atum, which grant you a base increased movement speed. It's not a lot, but just having that little bit is very substantial when you're moving thousands of blocks. And once again, still can be enchanted as well. And then the feet of Atum, which give you immunity to knockback. And the whole set has its own artwork and everything. We have some renders in the works that we're thinking about. But this is one of two full armor sets that are available out of artifacts, and we'll get to the other ones later. Atum's Will is a sword artifact. Its effect is Banish. When it's fully charged, it deals double the damage to undead, which is really good once again against pharaohs, but there's a secret to this one that I particularly like, and that is if you enchant it with Smite or Sharpness, that will also be doubled when you're hitting undead mobs, and that's after applying that bonus. So a Smite 5, Atum's Will, is a very potent weapon. It can be used to clear out a lot of things and just wipe out undead. I cannot recommend it enough. It's one of my favorite artifacts to use. Secondly, we have Atum's Protection, which is a shield, and its effect is Consecrate. Ignites and damages undead when you block their attacks. So while you're fighting hordes of mummies and the like, here, we'll go ahead and we'll spawn some. Let's grab some mummy spawn eggs. Let's do Forsaken, because the Wither might be a problem. We'll spawn a bunch of Forsaken here, and we'll go to game mode 0 as soon as they're done killing the bandits. And so you can see here, it has a chance to deal damage and ignite the ignite the Forsaken, which is very good. And you can already see the fully charged Atum's Will is just tearing through the Forsaken, which is super good. His entire armor set is both his armor set and his artifacts are very good for fighting undead, and that's a big focus we want for Atum as a god. That's going to be one of his core mechanics that we carry through to a lot of his other stuff, is like the holy or the divine. The other two artifacts we have are Atum's Bounty, which has Alluring. Atum's Bounty is a bit of a fun artifact because normally in Atum when you go fishing you can only catch skeletal fish. Atum's Bounty allows you to catch a couple other fun fish, particularly there's a mummy fish, there's a forsaken fish, there's a jeweled fish that smelts into gold. some other stuff like that. It's a bit of a funner artifact. Speaking of jeweled fish, there we go. And stuff like that. Like it's a dinky little artifact that we think is a lot of fun. And it's always open to be expanded upon later. And then the last but not least, I love this one. I can never seem to get it. Is Atum's Homecoming, which is an amulet. Amulets traditionally have one of two ways they're used. Either you hold them, and when you hold them, they apply a passive effect to you, but they drain their durability, or they're on a use effect. The passive ones do function with baubles, by the way, so if you have baubles installed, we have support for that now. Atum's Homecoming, though, minding your own business. Oh man, I really wish I was back at base. What's that? It's my portal. I love this one. You get a lot of uses out of it. All the artifacts are repairable with diamonds, so even as you use them out, you can keep them repaired and consistent. This one particularly is just very useful and saves you a lot of travel time in Atum as you get around, which is great. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me here today, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you guys have enjoyed the video, you can click subscribe in the top right to get notifications every time we start a new, upload a new video. And you can click like and comment below. Let us know what you guys like, what you guys want to see, and what you guys are excited for Atum 2. I always love that stuff. So, have a wonderful evening, and hope to see you guys next time.